The dark secret behind my father's midnight magic trick. Growing up in a cramped two-bedroom house in South Jersey, money was always tight and tempers were even tighter. My dad worked double shifts at the refinery, and by the time he got home, he was more ghost than man. I struggled with these horrible night terrors. I'd wake up screaming, heart hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird. Every single night, without fail, I'd wake the whole house up. My dad would stumble into my room, looking absolutely shattered, his eyes bloodshot from exhaustion. He had this magic trick to make me calm down. He'd sit on the edge of my bed, whisper that everything was okay, and then he'd press a thick, heavy pillow over my face. Not hard enough to hurt, or so I thought, but enough to block out the bad air so I could sleep. He'd tell me, "Just hold still, buddy. Count to 10, and the monsters will go away." I remember the feeling of the cool pillowcase, the muffled sound of his breathing, and that weird floating sensation as I drifted off. I honestly thought he was a hero. I thought he was using his strength to shield me from the world. I'd wake up the next morning feeling groggy, but grateful that he'd saved me again. Now I'm 32, and I have a son of my own. Last week, he had his first nightmare. As I stood in his doorway, feeling that raw, bone-deep frustration of being woken up after a 10-hour shift, it hit me like a ton of bricks. My dad wasn't fighting monsters. He was just desperate for silence. He wasn't protecting my sleep. He was smothering my screams until I passed out from lack of oxygen. I looked at my own son, and for the first time in my life, I realized that my favorite childhood memory was actually a crime.